Time Before Time, number one. This book for me came out of nowhere. It was suggested to me, I don't think at the store. I think I saw it on Twitter, and someone was like, "You need to go get this before, make sure it's on your FOC, like pick it up." I really liked this book. This was in my top 3.
Oh wow.
I enjoyed it because of what happens at the end, right? So what you have is you've got this group, syndicate group, if you will, who are time traveling and dropping people off and or picking up things or dropping off things within certain times within time, like jumping back to the 1960s or jumping forward in time or whatever. So we catch our main guy dropping off a family who's on the run from somebody, I believe in the 1980s, like 1985 or 86. And as he's dropping off this family, 87. This one, when they're dropping him off, he's dropping him off at like a hotel, and the kid's like, "What's the Wi-Fi password?" And our guy's like, "Yo, Wi-Fi isn't going to be invented for another like 10 to 12
30 years.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, no, I don't remember.
I think it's like 10 to 12.
10 years is what he says.
Yeah. And the kid's like, "Wait, what?" And then whoop, he goes away. Like, he just disappears. And so what we find out is this guy is basically under contract, or he's got a debt to pay to this group, so he has to work these jobs. But jumping in time, you get sick, you kind of get tired of it. He's just over it. He doesn't want to do it anymore. And he's got this idea to steal one of the time machines. And he's recruited his friend or coworker to help him do it. And so they're kind of like playing the idea of doing this. And the one friend's like, I think it's a bad idea. And he's like, "No, man, it's great. We can just go back in time. They'll never know that we went back, and we can just fucking live and not be in debt to this group." And so one night they're getting ready to steal one, and their boss shows up and is like, "Hey, Joe Schmo didn't show up today. I need 2 runners. I need someone. I have 2 jobs, and y'all are here, so convenient. Let's do it." And so his friend goes forward in time, and he goes back in time. And he drops off a guy that essentially killed a bunch of people and is going back in time to just run away from the cops. Whereas his friend was there to drop off and pick up something. Well, it takes him, the span of 10 minutes to do his job. He shows back up.
Yep.
When he gets back, his boss is like, "Hey, we need to talk. Your friend, he's back. He's okay. But there was a hiccup." And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, he was over there longer than he should have been. He got captured. He got put in jail. He got run through the ringer, and essentially he went forward in time and stayed in forward in time for like 30 years. Just a long amount of time. So when he got back, he was an old man, to the point where he was basically going to die. Like, he was on his deathbed. So his friend got royally fucked. And so now they can't do this thing. They can't jump back in time and leave. And he's like, "There's got to be a way. Like, we got to figure something out. Maybe we can like transfer your consciousness or whatever, like fix your body." And he's like, "No, the place that I went back in time for, they have a drug that basically once you take it, the next time you go to sleep, you just die peacefully. Yeah. And I've already taken it." And he's like, "Bro, it's been 10 minutes." Like, and he's like, "Well, you're going to have to go have fun without me." And dies.
Yeah.
And so this guy is like, "Well, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do now?" And so he gets really pissed, and he goes to one of the machines, and as he's like kind of, I guess, hitting it, just like upset, this lady just starts running through their area and is like, "Get in the machine now. Take me here." And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Don't fucking ask questions. Get into the machine now. We gotta go." And before they can, she gets shot. They get into the machine. They jump, right? And I don't remember where they jump to. They jump to some
You don't know, so it's scrambled. So it's usually like in big bold letters across the top of the panel, and in this one you can't tell what year. It looks like 63, but you can't tell what those first numbers are. So you have no clue where they're at or what year it is.
So they jump, and you don't know, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he looks down, and she has a badge on. He pulls the badge. She's with the FBI, and the issue ends there. And you're like, "What?"
What?
I really enjoyed it. It really reminded me of like Looper, the movie Looper. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I have.
I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yes. So I didn't think of Looper when I thought of this. I thought of Umbrella Academy. So if you have seen, I haven't read Umbrella Academy, but I've seen the show. And if you think about the time traveling people, those are like assassins, but the time traveling, the way it works there, it's very similar. That part I really liked, and that part did really well. I'm intrigued by the whole she's an FBI thing. I'm intrigued that we don't know what timeline they're in. I really enjoyed the like, oh, the friend's old, and like that was just a very sci-fi classic thing to do. Mm-hmm. However, I will be picking up the next issue, but I'm very leery about where we're going, because what drew me about this is the possibility of time travel and the implications of jumping around. However, if they're just going to be stuck in wherever they're at now, that I'm not interested in that. Like, I mean, maybe I will be, but I hate whenever it starts out, it tells you the possibilities. Like, look at all the craziness we could do. We could be jumping into 1963, then the year 3000, then 2055, and like all these things, and then after the second issue, you're just stuck in the same place the whole time. It's like, don't set me up for that. Also, the art in this was not good, and that is. Sorry, that's not the way I should have said that. I
liked the art. I liked the art.
I did not prefer the art in this. To me,
that was
it is
really
not
rude.
That was rude. You're right. That was rude because someone worked really hard on this and did a way fucking better job than I ever could. So excuse me. The art
wasn't for you.
Distracted me on this book.
Okay.
So. Jaden, yes, exactly. Like that was when I was reading this the whole time. I was thinking Umbrella Academy. So,
I thought it was good. I liked the art. I enjoyed the art. I thought it fit perfectly with like the whole scrambling and just like all over the place.
Don't listen to me. I also appreciate that it was an oversized issue and it was still $3.99, like Image always does for their.
Image doesn't do you dirty, man. No, they take care of you.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think we will jump around. I don't think we're just going to be stuck. I think they'll figure out a way to jump. I think that's how the series has to survive. You don't introduce a mechanic like that and be like, and we're done.
It literally happens all the time. Like it's literally all the time.
Crossing my fingers that doesn't happen.
I agree.
Overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for the next issue. I'm glad this got picked up. I'm glad Jacob told you that you needed to pick it up. Now that we we're talking about scaling back our books and we're just adding and adding and adding and adding. But I'm glad I'm adding this one. I think it's going to be fun.
Well, especially when we have weeks like this where literally our independent issues are just as big as our DC and Marvel.
I love it. I love it so much. You will never hear me complain that it's a beefy week. If anything, if we continue to have beefy hauls, I'm just gonna make a video transition for it, like beefy haul. Like it's just gonna happen. I put a cow in our comic book haul video.
Oh, nice.
that was how epic it was. So